What's going on, everybody? I think we're live. Welcome in. Orioles, Toronto Blue Jays. Final game of the 3-game set. It's the rubber match. Should be an interesting matchup today. The Orioles, of course, took game 1 on Friday night, 8-2. And Toronto came back and won yesterday, 6-4. And today is the rubber match of the 3-game set. Final game of this 6-game road trip. They had 3 in Boston, 3 in Toronto. They're back home for the Padres and the Mariners, I think, for a 7-game homestand coming up. So it should be interesting baseball. Big game today for the Orioles. Be nice to get this series and go 4-2 on this 6-game road trip if they can do it. And against 2 division opponents on the road to go 4-2 would be a big deal. So we'll see what they do today. Jeannie, welcome in. Good to have you here. We've already got 8 likes on our way to 40. And appreciate all of you being here. It's been a very long day. But we're going to have fun. We're going to go for as long as we can. What's up, Victor? Welcome in. Thank you. We had a good time this morning at Magic Kingdom. That was a lot of fun for sure. We're glad to have everybody in here. And today should be a good time. Anyway, welcome in, everybody. Good to have you here. There's Melissa. I'm sure she'll be asleep in about 10 minutes. But appreciate it, everybody. Hit the like button as you're coming in. Let's go over the lineups for today. For the Orioles, of course, visiting Orioles. Taylor Ward leading off in left field. Gunnar Henderson's batting second and shortstop. Rutschman is Adley Rutschman is batting third at DH. Pete Alonso is batting fourth at first base. Samuel Basallo's back in the lineup, batting fifth at catcher. Kowser's batting sixth in center field. Tyler O'Neill batting seventh in right field. Jackson Holliday batting eighth at second base. And Blaze Alexander is batting ninth at third base. Shane Baz is on the mound for the Orioles. 3-5 this year, 4.29 ERA, 71 innings pitched. He's got a .260 opponent batting average. Kevin Gausman, former Oriole, 4-4 on the year, 3.36 ERA, 75 innings pitched. The opponents are batting .239 against him. So it should be a pretty interesting matchup today. We'll see what happens. Again, big game for the Orioles if they can get it. To go 4-2 on a division road trip is a big deal. But it all comes down to the pitching. You know, they got good pitching on Friday night. They won. They didn't get very good pitching yesterday, and they lost. You know, they've outscored the Toronto so far in this series. 12 to 8. They've actually outscored them 12-8, but they are 1-1 in the series. Yep, Matt Starr sticking around. To be honest with you, there's no one team in baseball that's really running away with it, Victor. I think that's part of it. You know, when you look at the standings around Major League Baseball, you know, I think you've got Toronto is playing 600 ball. Atlanta's playing 600 ball. Milwaukee's playing 600 ball. And the Dodgers are playing 600 ball. So basically 4 teams are playing 600 ball in Major League Baseball. If you're the Birds, you're just trying to get the win today. Trying to get another win if they can. We will see if they get it done today. Good to have everybody in. Blue Jays, Orioles, last game of the set. I don't like that. Let's try and get that fixed if we can. My screen is flashing. I don't like when it does that. Tough loss last night to the Padres. Lost it late 3-2. Yeah, that's tough. I still tend to think, you know, which games are harder to swallow? There's one-run losses or the games where you get blown out. Speaking of which, let's talk about the Blue Jays. For the Blue Jays, leading off is George Springer, followed by Panango. Vlad Guerrero Jr. is batting third, Sanchez fourth, Clement fifth, Valenzuela sixth, Okamoto seventh, Jimenez eighth, and Straw is batting ninth. That's the lineup for the Blue Jays. Again, Sunday afternoon baseball. Now, the hope this week is to go live every day this week. But I can tell you, Sunday to Sunday, I was hoping. But I can tell you right now, that's not going to happen for tomorrow. We've got plans tomorrow night, so I won't be able to stream tomorrow night. But the rest of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the next 6 days after tomorrow are looking good so far. So look for those thumbnails. I went over it and got the approval from Melissa for this week. So we're going to have a lot of streams this week. And our hope is that you guys make it for as many of them as you can. Speaking of Major League Baseball, let's go around standings in Major League Baseball while we got a minute. Game should start after the next commercial. In the American League East, Tampa is leading the way. They're setting the pace, 37-24. The Yankees are in second, a game out. Orioles are in third, 8 out, tied with Toronto, 8 out. And Boston's in last, 10.5 out. In the Central, Cleveland is setting the pace at 37-29, followed by the White Sox, who are 2 back. Playing really good baseball, the White Sox. The Twins are 7 back. Tigers are 10.5. And Kansas City is also 10.5 back. Out west, Seattle is setting the pace in the west, followed by Texas, who's 2.5 out. Athletics are 3.5 out. Houston's 4.5 out. And the Angels are 10 back. National League East, Atlanta Braves are setting the pace. They're actually got, I think, the best record in baseball right now. Followed by the Phillies, who are 9.5 out. Washington is 11 back. Marlins are 14 back. Mets are 15.5 back. In the Central, Milwaukee Brewers are setting the pace at 39-23. Followed by the Cardinals, who are 5 back. Pirates and Cubs are 6.5 back. And the Reds are 8.5 back. And then over in the West, Dodgers are setting the pace at 42-23. Followed by the Padres, who are 8 back. Diamondbacks are 8.5 back. Giants are 16 back. And the Rockies are already waiting for next year. They're 18 games back. 18 games off the pace in the National League West if you're a Rockies fan. That is rough. Anyway, good to have everybody here. Speaking of Blue Jays, I'm sitting in my parents' garage, and they are two beautiful. There are 2 beautiful Blue Jays on the grass. Nice. Oh my goodness, it's been such a day. Just tired. I've been up since 3:30. I got up. Sony 4K, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Hit that like button as you get in here. Orioles baseball. Here we go. I think we're about ready to get started here. O's, Jays, last game of the series. Orioles are heading home for a 7-game set. I think there's 4 games against the Padres or Mariners and then 3 against the Padres. Yeah, I think it's 4 against the Mariners and then 3 against the Padres. Good crowd on hand at Sky Dome. I still call it Sky Dome. Good crowd on hand at Sky Dome. Toronto Center. What's that? Rogers Center, I guess now for this game. So it should be a good one. I think for the Orioles, it's important to get out early, get the lead as quick as you can. Orioles are right now a half a game out of the wild card spot. A half a game off the wild card spot. And they're only 3.5 off of the second wild card spot. Because remember, there's 3 wild cards, and they're only 7 games back of the Yankees for the first wild card. So, they still have a chance if they can. Again, they're playing better baseball. If they can continue to find a way to continue to play better, they've got a legitimate chance. But again, they just have to play better. All right, we're at 10 likes. Thank you guys. That's 25% of the way there. Yeah, let's go O's. Let's hope. They need a win today. It'd be a big step forward. Really would be what I like to call a good momentum builder going into a 7-game homestand against teams from the West. Yeah, Aaron Judge, Victor, is one of those guys. Aaron's a great player, but that big body, he tends to get hurt. You'll notice that. When he's healthy, obviously he's one of the best players in baseball, but he tends to get hurt. Now 4 to 6 weeks, so it's going to wreak havoc on the Yankees. The Orioles have a golden opportunity right now to get back in the race in the American League East because Tampa Bay's not playing great baseball either right now. So we'll see what happens. Welcome in, Stanley. Good to have you here. Again, for the Orioles, Taylor Ward, Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, and if we get that far, Pete Alonso is batting fourth. Kevin Gausman, former Oriole on the mound, 4-4 on the year. He's got 13 starts, 3.36 ERA on the season. Opponents are batting .239 against him. He's got a 109 whip, which is good. He's averaging about almost 9 strikeouts per 9 innings, and only 1.7 walks. He has given up 7 home runs in 75 innings. So we'll see what happens today. It's important, in my opinion, that the Orioles get out there an early lead. Gausman's 3-pitch pitcher, 4-seamer, splitter, slider. A 3-pitch pitcher. Did I say 4? I meant 3. 3-pitch pitcher. All right, everybody, settle in. Here we go. Orioles baseball. Taylor Ward is stepping into the box. I've really got to be honest with you. I didn't think Taylor Ward was a 36 home run guy. I thought last year was the peak of what he would do. But I really expected anywhere from 20 to 25 home runs for Taylor Ward. He's not going to get to that number. He's at 2, and we're in June. All right, here we go. Kevin Gausman, first pitch. There's a ground ball right to the shortstop. One hopper, throw to first in time, and that's the first out. And see, I don't like that. I as a leadoff hitter, I want to see Taylor Ward take a couple pitches. But 1 pitch, 1 out. Here we go. Gunnar Henderson coming to the plate. 225 on the year, 13 home runs, 32 RBIs. He's got a 707 OPS. Really want to see that OPS go up a lot. First pitch to him. Fastball off the plate. And that's a ball, 1-0. Really want to see Gunnar. When Gunnar's going good, you really see Gunnar go up the middle and opposite field a lot. When he's staying on the ball and not pulling off the ball, up the middle a lot. Opposite field a lot. 1-0 pitch. Fastball outside and low. Ball 2. So his 4-seamer right now for Kevin Gausman, at least first 2 pitches against Gunnar Henderson, are running away from the hitter. 2-0 pitch coming up. Here it comes. There's a slider, and it's fouled off for a strike. 0-1. Now that was the splitter. Pardon me. Splitter 0-1 makes it for 2-1. Just want to see Gunnar get back into being relaxed, taking the ball up the middle. 2-1 pitch. There's a foul at the plate. 2-2. Slyster, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for the like. 2-2 pitch to Gunnar Henderson. They're setting up outside. Here it comes. Just off the plate. Ball 3. It's a fastball outside. And it was a ball. Good take. Good take by Gunnar right there. When Gunner's, seeing the ball well, he's taking that pitch. If he's not seeing the ball well and he's kind of guessing up there, he's offering it that and he's striking out. So that's a good take. Let's see what he does on this pitch. Three-two. Here comes. There's a line drive foul down the first base line. So again, rubber match of the series. Orioles take game 1 8-2. Toronto gets the nod last night 6-4. And this is the final game of the series. Let's see what happens. 3-2. Here's a ground ball right to the first baseman. Looks like Guerrero's going to take it himself. He does. He steps on the bag, and that's the second out. 2 down for Rutschman coming up. It's one of those things when I look at the Orioles players as a whole, you'll have a game or two here or there where a player will have a really nice game. I really haven't seen guys been able to really string together 4 or 5 really good games. 4, 5, 6, 7 game hit streak. Like Rutschman the other night went 4 for 4, and then yesterday he goes 0 for 4. First pitch to him, outside, ball 1 on the splitter, 1-0. Slicer, they're getting better. I mean, they're playing better baseball. It's all contingent on what the pitching has been doing. The pitching since I think the end of May, since like May 28th, has been like third best in the American League. 1-0 pitch is low, ball 2, 2-0. Has been third best in all of baseball with like a 2.45 ERA or something like that. It's all contingent on that for sure. Then the hitters don't feel pressure to have to score 8-9 runs. 2-0 pitch coming up. There's a swing and a foul back, 2-1. I think that's a big part of it. To the credit to the pitchers, they've been pitching better. Now, last night, Bradish didn't look very good. He didn't pitch great, and it cost the Orioles. But the day before that, Trevor Rogers did, and they won 8-2. 2-1 coming. Here it is. There's a swing and a miss strike, 2-2. So Rutschman's got a 2-2 even count right here. Let's see what happens next. I'm looking splitter right here. 2-2 pitch. Yep, splitter in the dirt. Ball 3, 3-2. Oh, 3-2 pitch. Rutschman's ready. So is Gaussman. Here it comes. Oh, you got to challenge that. That's ball 4. Called strike 3, though. He called it a strike. It was low and inside. Umpire called it strike 3, but Rutschman is out. It looked like ball 4 to me. Wasn't even close. But Rutschman did not challenge it, and that's the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the first coming up. No score. Got to challenge that. Victor says, fun fact, the rubber match origins trace back to 16th century English lawn bowling and 18th century card games like whist and bridge to break the tie. Okay, I didn't know that. That's interesting. I did not know that. Hey, we got 11-11 up there. 11 watching, 11 likes. Thanks, gang. A ball like that, Slyster, I agree. I think that's one you definitely should say, hey, that's a ball I'm challenging. Because it's ball 4 and then you walk. And you got your number 4 hitter coming up who had another good game yesterday. If I'm Rutschman right there, I'm probably challenging. Again, I think I'm challenging there, but hey. That's worrisome. They're showing the what the players have done so far in this series. Vladimir Guerrero so far in this series is 0 for 6. I don't think it's going to stay that way for him. All right, Shane Baz is on the mound. George Springer is in the box, and here we go. First pitch. Here's a pop-up. Shallow center field. Gunner's going to call it. So is Jackson Holiday, and Gunner's going to take it for the first out. So one pitch, one out, just like the Orioles did, so did the Blue Jays. One down from Penango. I have no idea how you say that. I guess it's Penango. No. Yoendrick Penango. 293 on the season. 3 home runs. 16 RBIs. First pitch to him is a fastball high. Ball 1. 1-0. One 0 pitch. There's a curveball. Just slow. Ball 2. 2-0. I say curveball. It's a knuckle curve, but it's still a curve. Two 0 pitch. Here it comes. There's a fastball for a called strike. 2-1. Well, Slicer, I think you got to pick and choose your battles. You know, some balls, if you do it and then you do lose it, now you've got won the rest of the game. It's the first inning. I understand it. 2-1 pitch to swing and a foul. I get what you're saying, but I think you've got to pick your battles sometimes, and I guess Adley just thought, I'm not going to take the chance. Because it did have the plate, it was just low. It had the plate, it was just low. 2-2 coming. Swinging a foul back. We'll do it again. All right, 2-2 count on Penango. One down in the inning. Shane Baz is set. Here it comes. I'm looking knuckle curve here. No, fastball just off the plate. Ball 3. 3-2. Last thing you want to do is walk him with Guerrero coming up, who doesn't have a hit yet in this series. 3-2 pitch. Curveball is down the line in left field. That's going to get in for a base hit. Taylor Ward got there fast. He's going to hold him to a single. So a one-out single for Penango, and that's going to bring Vlad Guerrero to the plate. Oddly enough, you look at Guerrero. Here's a guy that's 0 for 6 in this series, yet he's still batting .292 on the season. Now his power numbers are down. His power numbers on the season are down, but his average is still at a good .292. That's a really good average. Let's see what he does here. First pitch to him. Here it comes. Swing and a miss on a cutter. 0-1. Nice pitch. Guerrero in the season has 3 home runs, 25 RBIs, .292 average, 764 OPS. Those power numbers are down. Don't think they'll stay down, but they are down at the moment. 0-1 pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a pop-up. It looks like it's going to get out of play. It is. So quickly 0-2 on Vlad Guerrero. .02 count on him right here. Here comes pitch. Swinging a fly ball. Center field hit pretty well at the track, at the wall. Kowser's got it. He's got it. Penango's going to retreat back to first base. He hit that ball a ton. He hit it to the wrong part of the park, and that's the second out. 2 down. He just misses it. It's a knuckle curve, pretty much center cut down the middle of the plate. Guerrero just misses it by about 20 feet. That's 2 down. It's going to bring Sanchez to the plate. First pitch to him. There's a knuckle curve for a strike, 0-1. Well, Victor, I think Victor says it seems like most power hitters' numbers are down. I think there's something to be said for that. Here's a 0-1 pitch. It's a ground ball right to the first baseman, Pete Alonso. He's going to get it, step on the bag, and that's your inning. So no runs, 1 hit, man left. 1 inning in the books. Top of the second coming up, no scorer. Well, Victor, here's the thing. And I'm okay with power numbers being down if you're batting like Vlad Guerrero is batting 290 with his power numbers down. Okay, I'm fine with that. You're still getting on base. You're still being productive. You know, you're not hitting home runs, but you're getting singles. You're getting doubles. You're still driving in guys. What I don't want to see is a guy like Taylor Ward, who 36 home runs last year and has 2 this year, and he's batting 240. He's batting 254. Your batting average better be 30 or 40 points higher than that if you're not going to be hitting the ball out of the ballpark. All right, Orioles coming up. We've got Pete Alonso, Samuel Basallo, Colton Cowser. Now look at the Orioles lineup and the potential of the lineup. Pretty much 1 to 9 is really could be phenomenal. So Alonso, Basallo, Colton Cowser stepping in the plate. 4, 5, 6 hitters for the O's. All right, Alonso's ready. So is Gausman. Here's the first pitch to him. Here's a 4-seamer for a strike. 0-1. That was nice. That pitch started off the plate and tailed back over the middle. Oh, 1 pitch. Here it comes. Here's a 4-seamer again for another fastball. So quickly, 0-2 on Pete Alonso. Oh, 2 pitch. Outside on a splitter. 1-2. One, 2 pitch. Here it comes. There's another splitter. Outside and low. Ball 2. So from 0-2 to 2-2 for Pete Alonso. 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. Inside on a splitter. Ball 3. 3-2. What's up, Heather? Good to see you in here. Thank you. Welcome in. Veggie plants, huh? Well, hope you guys are doing well. Say hi to Gregory for me. 3-2 count on Pete Alonso. Good to have you in, Heather. Hope you're doing well. 3-2 pitch. Pop up. Center field and shallow. Racing in is the center fielder. He's going to get there. He's got it, and that's 1 down. Here comes the catcher, Sam Basayo. Good to see him back in the lineup. He's had a really good start to his rookie season. 272, 9 home runs, 26 RBIs. He's got an 828 OPS. He's had a really nice first season. First pitch to him. Splitter off the plate, 0-1. 1-0. Sorry, 1-0. Off the plate, it's a ball. Welcome in, everyone. Hit that like button as you're coming in. 1-0 count on Basayo. Here's the pitch. Here's the fastball right down the middle for a strike. 1-1. 1-1. One pitch. Here it comes. There's a fastball off the plate. Ball 2, 2-1. 2-1. Here it comes. Splitter. Here's a pop-up center field. Again, shallow. In comes the center fielder. Looks like he's going to get there. Yep, he's there, and that's the second out. 2 down. So 2 down. That's going to bring Colton Cowser to the plate. Cowser's now got his average up to 236. He's getting better. First pitch to him is a splitter off the plate. 1-0. Lots of splitters from Kevin Gausman. He will be heavy splitters. That's kind of his pitch. Oh, Heather, thank you, by the way. I didn't see you had sent a PayPal till or later. 1-0 pitch is a called strike. 1-1 on the cutter. Thank you again, Heather, for that. That was very generous of you to do that. You certainly didn't have to, but thank you. What did we get at Magic Kingdom today? Melissa got a bag. 1-1 pitch is off the plate. Ball 2, 2-1. And we just got lunch. That was it. But thank you for that, Heather. That was very nice of you to do that. You certainly don't have to do those types of things. It's very generous of you. 2-1 pitch coming. Fastball just off the plate. Oh, it's called a strike. And Cowser's going to challenge it. That looked like it was a ball to me. It looked like it was low and outside. And Cowser's he's going to win the challenge. It is a ball. It is a ball. So instead of 2-2, it's a 3-1 count on Colton Cowser. That was a good challenge. 3-1 pitch. Here it comes. Swinging a foul back. 3-2. Oh, my goodness. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. There it comes. Swinging a foul ball down the third base line. Going to do it again. Here we go. We're going to do it again. All right, here we go. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Cowser set. Here's the pitch. Pop up. Third base side. In comes the left fielder. Out goes third baseman. Third baseman's going to get it, and that's the inning, folks. No runs, no hits, no errors. Middle of the second coming up. No score. Yeah, we had a good time today at Magic Kingdom. It was a fun time. We got to stream there. We got to see it, get on a few rides, make some new friends, see a few things. It was great. Oh. Be right back. All right, we're back. We're in commercial break at the moment. No score, bottom of the second inning. Haunted Mansion ride seemed much better watching it on the TV. Yeah, Victor, I think I zoomed in enough to change the lighting on the ride today, and it really seemed to work. And the stream held incredibly well, which I was shocked by. All right, here we go. We are ready and rolling now. First pitch to Clement is a fastball outside, ball one, 1-0. Ernie Clement at the plate. He homered yesterday in the game. If I remember correctly, I think he had a 2-run homer, something like that. 306 average on the year. He's had a good year. 1-0 pitch coming. There's a fly ball. It's going to be foul down the left field line. Yeah, Victor, I was really surprised at that. Usually it doesn't hold at all. Usually we'll lose it several times in there. I don't know what happened. Boz's 1-1 pitch to Clement. Here it comes. Line drive right back up the middle. Oh, one hopper off of Jackson Holiday. And it goes into center field. It almost hit Boz in the head. It got by him, and it short hopped Jackson Holiday, who did not play the ball right. He kind of misplayed it. It was hit hard, don't get me wrong, but man. See, I think Jackson's got to have that ball. But they gave him a single, so leadoff single. Well, at least, I don't know if they gave him a single or not. I don't know what the scoring is yet. I'll let you know on that. All right, here's Valenzuela. First pitch to him is a fastball for a called strike. 0-1. I don't know if they gave Clement a hit or if that's an error. It looks like it's going to be an error on Jackson Holiday. 0-1 pitch. Here it comes. There's a line drive. Foul ball down the right field line. Just foul. Woo! Thank goodness. If that was fair, that was extra bases and probably a run. So 0-2 count on Valenzuela. He pulled it, and he pulled it just a little too much. No, actually, they did give Clement a hit on that. I thought they would have gave Jackson Holiday an error, but no, they gave him a hit. Oh, 0-2 pitch coming up. Here it is. Called strike 3 on the knuckle curve. And that's the first out of the inning. Very nice. Just caught the bottom of the zone, and that's called strike 3. One down. That's going to bring Okamoto to the plate. Here's first pitch to Okamoto. Man on first. One down in the inning. Here it comes. Here's a strike on a cutter. 0-1. Just on the outside part of the plate. 0-1. Boz is ready. 0-1 pitch on the way. Here it comes. Just off the plate with another cutter. 1-1. 1-1. Welcome in, everybody. I got 17 in here right now. Please hit that like button as you get in here. We're trying to get to 40. We're at 14, 15, something like that. 15 likes. 1-1 pitch on the way. Here it comes. There's a fly ball. Right field hit pretty well. And it's going to be foul in the stands. So 1-2 count on Okamoto. Kazuma Okamoto. Thanks, Victor. Have a good one, buddy. Enjoy your day. 1-2 pitch coming. There's a ground ball to the shortstop. Gunner goes to second for one. Back to first. Not in time. Really nice turn, though. Gunner got it in the hole. Had the backhand. He threw a strike to second. And Jackson, with a good turn, tried to get back to first, but Okamoto beat it out. So 2 down. They get the lead runner. And that'll bring Jimenez to the plate. See you, Victor. Have a good day. First pitch to him. There's a swing and a pop up. Third base side. Third baseman's going to give it a look, but I think it's going to get out of play. 0-1 is the count. Jimenez is set. Boz is set. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swinging a foul back on a four-seam fastball. 0-2. Oh-2 pitch on the way. Fastball high, way high. Ball one, 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch, knuckle curve. Nice play by the third baseman. Throw to first in time. He got him, and that's the inning. It was a ball up the left side of the third baseman's glove side. He made a nice play, made a spin play and throw to first in time to get the out, and that's the inning. No runs, one hit, a man left. Top of the third coming up. No score. Be right back, gang. Got to go downstairs for a second. Hang in there. Be right back. All right, gang, I'm back. Here we go. All right, here is Tyler O'Neill. First pitch to him is a called strike on the splitter or four-seamer. 0-1. Welcome in, everybody. Good to have you all here. Top of the third inning. We got no score. Tyler O'Neill batting 158 on the season. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on the slider. 0-2. He has really kind of lost his touch. He has really just, since he's been in Oriole, he has been a major disappointment. 0-2 pitch. Just off the plate. Oh, he called strike three. Oh, my gosh. That ball was off the plate. And the umpire calls it strike three. I thought he called it a ball. And it's called strike three, and that's the first out of the inning. 3 pitches, and he's out. And he did not challenge it. Wow. 1 down. Here's Jackson Holiday. First pitch, fastball just off the plate. 1-0. 1-0 pitch on the way. There's a fastball for a strike. No, called a ball. Low in the zone, but it looked like it caught the bottom of the zone, but it's called a ball. So 2-0 count on Jackson Holiday. I don't know, Genie. This umpire's been kind of inconsistent with his calls. 2-0 pitch. Here it comes. That ball is low on a splitter. Ball 3. So 3-0 to Jackson Holiday. He'll probably be taken here. Yeah, Slicer, I don't know how much longer. I said the same thing about Cowser, and then Cowser all of a sudden turned it around. We'll see what happens with Tyler O'Neill. 3-0 pitch. That's ball 4. Oh, and it's called a strike! Four-seam fastball high, top of the zone, and the umpire called it a strike, and it was a ball. So instead of a walk, it's a 3-1 count. Man, this umpire is all over the place. 3-1 pitch. There's a four-seamer for a strike. Called strike. So from 3-0 to 3-2. And it should have been ball 4. And now it's up to Jackson to regroup here. And really earn his way on. Whether it be a walk or a hit. Here we go. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Strike 3. And that's a swing. That's a strikeout from the umpire. Because on a ball like that, now Jackson's got to swing. Because if he doesn't, it's possible it's going to be called a strike. And normally you're not swinging at that pitch. So 2 down. That's going to bring Blaze Alexander to the plate. First pitch to him. Swing and a miss on the slider. 0-1. Blaze is 271 on the year. 2 home runs, 16 RBIs, 700 OPS. 0-1 pitch. Slider again. Strike. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Oh-2 pitch on the way. That was a splitter. It gets by the catcher. It was a ball anyway. 1-2. One-two pitch on the way. Here it comes. Fastball high. 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 3rd inning. No score. Orioles don't have a hit yet. 2-2 pitch. Slider off the plate. Ball 3. 3-2. Three-two pitch. There's a fly ball. Fair down the right field line. It's going to get in the corner. Blaze is going to make the turn. He's going to head to second. Throw in the second is not going to be in time. And that's a 2-out double for Blaze Alexander. And the Orioles got something going here in the bottom of the 3rd, or top of the 3rd inning. Back to the top of the lineup with Taylor Ward coming to the plate. It was a ball right down the middle, and Blaze just serves it into right field, down the right field line, and he's able to get extra bases out of it. Here's Taylor Ward. He's 0-1. First pitch. It's a fastball bottom of the zone, and it's a little bit low. Ball 1, 1-0. Slicer, he is getting better. Cowser's getting a little bit better. 1-0 pitch. Slider outside, or splitter outside and low. Ball 2. 2-0 to Taylor Ward. Cowser is making more progress. I will agree with you there. Absolutely 100%. Starting to have better at-bats. Doesn't look as lost. Doesn't look as lost as he did. 2-0 pitch is low on the slider. Ball 3. 3-0 to Taylor Ward. Gunnar Henderson on deck. Now, if you're the Orioles here, you got a 3-0 count, man on second, 2 down. Are you letting Taylor Ward swing away? I think I am. 3-0 pitch. And they are. Swinging, foul ball. Down the right field line. Charging. Nice catch, over the shoulder catch by Vladimir Guerrero. Just in foul ground down the first base line. And that's the inning. No runs. No hits. A man left. Oh, 1 hit. I'm sorry. No runs. 1 hit. A man left. Bottom of the third coming up. No score. I think on a ball like that, for Taylor Ward, give him the green light to swing 3-0, but he's got to make a better swing decision. Okay, that ball is high in the zone like that. Not going to do much with that. It's very hard to get on top of a ball like that. I'm probably taking that one. Again, that's a very difficult pitch to get on top of and drive anywhere. So I give him the green light to swing, but on a good swing decision. And he didn't make a good swing decision there. Does that make sense? Shane Baz, first pitch is a fastball for a ball, 1-0. So 1-0 count to Straw. Here's a pitch. There's a ground ball. The third baseman. Blaze has got it. Throw to first in time for the out, and that's 1 down. Orioles fielding run value has gone from a -13 to a +9. So they've gotten better. Back to the top of the lineup, George Springer. He's 0 for 1. Here's a pitch. Fly ball. Left field hit pretty well, but it looks like it's going to be playable. Yep, Taylor Ward's there. He's got it. That's the second out. 1 pitch, 1 out. Like seeing that. All right, back to Penango. He's 1 for 1. His first pitch to him is a called strike. 0-1. Four-seam fastball. Well, Slicer, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I think it's an unfair analysis on Colby Mayo to say the guy is a bust when the guy has less than 500 at-bats in the major leagues. Swing and a fly ball, center field, fairly shallow. Kowser's under it. He's got it. That's your inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. We've played 3. We're heading to the top of the 4th. No score. Colby Mayo. I'll just show you the numbers right now. I'm going to pull them up. You look at his baseball reference numbers, okay? right now, he's had for his career 466 at bats for his career. That's not even one full season of at bats. And they're inconsistent at bats. Up and down, up and down, up and down in the minor leagues, in the major leagues. So this is a guy that you've got to give him a little bit of consistency to really gauge what kind of hitter he is or isn't going to be in the major leagues. You know, I just think it's vastly unfair to say, oh, Jackson Holliday shouldn't play because he's batting 217 right now. Or, oh, Kobe Mayo shouldn't play because he's batting 200 right now. When neither one of these guys have 500 at bats in the major leagues for their career. Well, no, but there are a lot of people that do think he is a bust, Slyster. And I'll go back and look up the numbers and look up the chats. There are people that say it and then come back later and say they didn't say it, and that's not true. May not know. I'm not necessarily saying you, but Kobe Mayo is certainly not a bust at all. Many people wanted him traded. I'd watch the Ryan Ripken show, and on there, people saying all the time, oh, we got to get rid of Mayo, trade him, he's no good. Oh, trade Jackson Holliday. It's just, pardon the expression, it's asinine. It's not knowing the game of baseball. You've got to give these guys at-bats, lots of at-bats, to really, really gauge what type of player they are. I think it's an unfair analysis after 466 at-bats in the major leagues to say, oh, he can't hit. Plus with Mayo, they're like, hey, you're going to play the outfield. No, you're going to play third. You know what? Nope, we're going to put you at first. No, now we got Pete Alonso. We're going to put you back at third. Well, where do you want him? Put him somewhere and leave him there. We've talked about this 1,000 times. Players are creatures of habit. They are used to routine. Routine is their thing. And none of these guys really have a major routine other than maybe Gunnar Henderson, who is at shortstop every single day. All right, here we go. Orioles back up. No score. Gunner's now at the plate. Orioles looking to get something going right here. Gunnar 0 for 1 so far. Top of the fourth inning. First pitch to him. Swing and a miss on a four-seamer. 0 and 1. And Mayo may turn out to be a bust. I don't know. 0-1 pitch is just off the plate with the splitter. 1-1. But, you know, over 162 game season right now, he's looking at about 20 home runs. For his rookie season, that's not bad. One pitch. There's a ground ball to the third baseman who's playing way over. Throw to first in plenty of time to get Gunnar one down. So they definitely played him to pull the ball. Third baseman was basically playing middle short, and Gunnar hit it right to him for the first out. Here's Rutschman. First pitch to him. Here comes. Splitter off the plate. 1-0. One-0 pitch. Fly ball, right field, hit really well. If it stays fair, it's gone, but it's going to be foul. Wow, he hit it in the upper deck, too. But it's a foul ball. Now, Rutschman got all of that one, but he pulled it. So 1-1 count. One pitch. Splitter off the plate. 2-1. The thing about minor league systems is this. If you have... Let's go around the board with the Orioles here in a second. And we'll look at, the sheer numbers and the odds. 2-1 pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. That's a swing and a foul. 2-2 on a four-seamer. So a 2-2 count on Adley Rutschman here. 2-2 pitch. There's a ground ball at third base. Third baseman charges, throw to first, just in time to get Adley Rutschman for the out. Again, they were playing them to pull. Third baseman was way off the line. Rutschman hit it down the line. He had to charge to get it, but he got there, made a nice throw to first, and that's the second out of the inning. 16 likes, gang. Thank you for the likes. Pete Alonso stepping into the plate. He's 0 for 1. First pitch to him. Splitter or slider outside. Ball 1. One 0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike on the splitter. 1-1. Splitter low. Ball 2. 2-1. So a 2-1 count on Pete Alonso right here. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball, third baseman again. Wow, he's busy. Throw to first in time for the out, and that's the inning. All 3 ground balls went to the third baseman without any incident. Bottom of the 4th coming up, no score. So, talking about players and how hard it is to develop superstars, let alone more than one superstar. You go around the league, or you go around the Orioles, they drafted their catcher, both of them, in Rutschman and Basayo. They drafted their first baseman, technically. Before Pete Alonso, it was supposed to be Ryan Mountcastle. They drafted their second baseman. They drafted their shortstop. They drafted their third baseman, whether it be Kobe Mayo or whether it be Jordan Westberg. Those guys were drafted. They drafted their left fielder in what should be Dylan Beavers. They drafted their center fielder in Colton Cowser. Right? So they've drafted a lot of these guys. Right fielder. All right, if you put Dylan Beavers in right and you put Cowser in center, left, and okay, maybe the center fielder they don't, and Taylor Ward. But the majority of the players on the Orioles team, Bradish is a draft pick. Brandon Young is a draft pick. So they've gone and they've done what everybody says you're supposed to do. Draft from within. Draft well. Develop your own players. They're doing that. They're developing their players. But to have one superstar out of that group is saying something. To have more than one is phenomenal. How many teams have that many superstars on their team that they've drafted and developed from their own minor league system? Look at the Blue Jays. Who do they have? One. Vlad Guerrero. That's it. Who else on their team is a superstar that they drafted and developed? Nobody. Kevin Gausman wasn't. He was an Oriole. So it's hard to do. Look at the Yankees. Who did they draft and develop that's a superstar on their team? Aaron Judge. Anybody else on that team you consider a superstar? Maybe Ben Rice in time. Boz, first pitch to Vladimir Guerrero is a line drive caught by the second baseman, Jackson Holliday, for the out. He hit it hard, but Holliday was playing him up the middle, and he caught it, and that's the first out. Garrett Cole, Max Fried, all those guys, all those pitchers, they're free agent guys. They're not guys they went after and got. Anthony Volpe's terrible. Who else on that team is good? So it's hard to do. First pitch to Jesus Sanchez is a called strike. 0-1. Look at Boston. Roman Anthony, what's he doing? Right? Garrett Crochet, he was a White Sox. Caleb Durbin, none of those guys are doing anything. 0-1 pitch is a 4-seam fastball high, 1-1. So it's not easy to develop players and then on top of it, develop stars or even more superstars. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's a call strike, 1-2. The Orioles have Easily one superstar, probably in Gunnar Henderson, who's underperforming. Adley Rutschman is a star. He's an all-star guy. Samuel Basallo is going to be a star. You can see it already. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on a knuckle curve. Kyle Bradish has become a very good pitcher in the major leagues. Jordan Westburg, if he could ever stay healthy, is an all-star type caliber player. So they've got, Jackson Holliday, I still think will be a star in this league. He may not be a major superstar, but I think Jackson Holliday is going to be a multiple all-star candidate or player before the end of his career. Knuckle curve is a check swing, called strike, 0-1 on Clement. So 2 quick outs for Boz here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So I think the Orioles, you got to give them time. I think that everybody wants, 2023 was a year everybody was like, oh man, and there's a ground ball at the shortstop. Gunner's going to wait on it, throw to first, and plenty of time to get him, and that's the inning. Quick inning for Shane Boz. Bottom of the 4th is done. Top of the 5th coming up, no score. I think, and look, I'm in this same boat because I do it as well. I think 2023, everybody thought, oh, the Orioles are here. We're going to be contenders for the next 10 years, blah, blah, blah. And I think it went actually too fast. I think we had everything. It was like a perfect storm that season. Everything came together. Some players, I think, probably overachieved quicker than we expected. We won a lot of close one-run games. And things came together a little quicker than I think we were expecting. And it just regressed from there. That was hard to, winning 101 games, that's hard to duplicate, period. And I just think that, we probably rushed the process a little bit and thought, oh my God, here we go. We're going to be in contention every year. And Gunnar and Adley and Jackson Holliday and Colton Cowser and Kobe Mayer and all these guys, they needed time to develop because the league adjusted to them. Okay, the pitchers in the league adjusted to them and their tendencies, and it just took longer for them to adjust back. 17 likes. Thanks, gang. Appreciate you. And again, that's just my opinion on it. That's how I see it. They may very well become players that disappoint and don't develop into what we expect them to be. But if everybody thought every single one of these players was going to be major superstars, I think we were fooling ourselves. That's not going to happen. Not all of these guys are going to be all-stars every single year. I just want them to be good players. And some of them aren't going to be. Some of them are going to be disappointments. But for the majority of them, I think it's too early for that. All right, here we go. Sam Basallo's at the plate for the Orioles. Gausman's got a shutout going. So does Boz. First pitch to Basallo is a splitter off the plate, 1-0. And again, if you guys have comments or opinions, please put them in the chat. Love to hear your opinion on this. Love talking about baseball and different things. 1-0 pitch to Sam Basallo from Kevin Gausman. Here it comes. Check swing. He went. That's a strike. 1-1. We are in the top of the 5th inning, gang. We got no score so far. 4 innings in, and we've got a total of 3 hits. 2 for the Blue Jays, 1 for the Orioles. Basallo, Cowser, and O'Neill. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1-2. Gausman said here, hit it. It was 93 miles an hour, and it was up in the zone, and Basallo could not catch up to it. So a 1-2 count on Sam. Let's see what he can do here. One-two pitch. Swing and a miss on a splitter. They got him. 1 down in the inning. That's going to bring Colton Cowser to the plate. Cowser, first pitch swinging. It's fly ball. Right field hit well. It's gone. Colton Cowser turns on the fastball from Kevin Gausman and deposits it into the right field stands for a home run, and the Orioles take a 1-0 lead. Wow, Cowser is really starting to turn it around. Got to give him credit. Wow, look at that. Fastball, center cut, middle of the plate. Cowser turns on it and deposits it into the right field bullpen for the Orioles, and it's a 1-0 Orioles lead. Very nice. Man, what a big deal that'll be if they can get Colton Cowser going. It just solidifies that lineup that much more. Here's Tyler O'Neill. First pitch to him is a swing and a foul, 0-1. It was a slider. I thought it was a fastball. It was a slider. Down and in, and he just turned on it. Nick in Virginia, welcome in. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 on a splitter to Tyler O'Neill. Man, O'Neill is just, to Cowser's credit, he has really turned it around. Got to give him credit, man. 0-2 pitch. That's a slider outside. Ball 1, 1-2. One-two pitch. Here it comes. Pop up. Infield. Third baseman's under it. He's calling for it. He's got it. That's the second out. 2 down. And that's going to bring Jackson Holliday to the plate. I still feel like Holliday is, again, 22 years old, brand new to the league, less than 500 at bats. Well, he might have that now because he played all last year. Swinging a foul back, 0-1. But he missed a lot of time with the hamate surgery. He's still kind of in spring training mode to me, and he's being rushed back as well. 0-1 pitch. In the dirt on the splitter, 1-1. I want to see Holliday have one of those games where he goes 3 for 4 or 4 for 5. Couple doubles, couple RBIs, maybe a home run. Just has a really monster game to get his confidence back. That's what he needs. 1-1 pitch. There's a fly ball. Center field. Hit pretty well at the track. At the wall. It's off the bottom of the wall. Jackson Holliday's going to turn second. He's going to head for third. They're going to throw to third, and it's not going to be in time. And Jackson's in there with the triple. He hit it well. He kept carrying, and it hit off the base of the wall. It got by the center fielder, and Jackson was able to turn it into a triple. So a 2-out triple. Home run by Cowser. Now a triple by Jackson Holliday. And the Orioles got a chance for another run right here. Nice piece of hitting by Holliday. That ball was out on the bottom end of the plate. I think Jackson thought it was gone at first. So 2 down, man on third. Orioles will take it. What? They didn't give Holliday a hit for that? They call it an error? Nick's Wide World of Sports, welcome in. What was that? Wait, why was that an error? So man on third, here's Blaze Alexander. First pitch to him. Called strike, 0-1. I mean, I'm missing something. Why was that?
Right now, manager Craig Albertaz has the last couple of days.
I don't know. For some reason, they didn't give Holliday a hit for that. I have no idea why. I didn't see where anybody did anything wrong. Swinging a miss, strike 2 on Blaze Alexander. They didn't give an error to Toronto, so I'm not sure what happened there. All right, 0-2 count on Blaze. We need a hit here. Get that second run home. Here's the pitch. Fastball high, 1-2. Yeah, they gave an error to Toronto. I don't understand that. They gave an error to the center fielder. I don't understand that at all. I didn't see why? Swing and a miss, strike 2, but he fouled it off and the catcher could not hold it. But, okay, so Holiday gets a double and then he gets third on the air. I got you now. Thanks, Leister. Okay, on the screen, they didn't give him a hit at all. So I thought it was a 3-base error, but it was a double, and I guess he got an error for him to get the third. I got you. 1-2 to Blaze. Here it comes. Swinging a foul back again. He's staying alive. One nothing Birds. I got a man on third with 2 outs. Need a big hit here from Blaze Alexander. Be nice to get that second run in. Galsman set at the belt. Here it comes. Swinging a foul back again. Folks, hit that like button as you're coming in. We got 18 likes right now. We're trying to get to 40. We can't get to 40 till we get to 20. So let's see if we can get some more likes in here. Appreciate y'all coming in. Doesn't cost anything. It's free. Doesn't take but a second to hit that like button for us. 1-2 pitch. Swinging a foul back again. There's a like. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Getting a little bit closer. He's going to stick with the splitter. 1-2. Fly ball. Right field. That ball is going to get down. It's down and in the gap. Right center field. Jackson Holloway's going to score. Blaze Alexander is going to go in with his second double of the game. It didn't look like it was in the gap, but it got in the gap. Past the left fielder. Past the right fielder and the center fielder into right center field for a 2-out double and an RBI for Blaze Alexander. Jackson Holiday scores 2-0 Orioles. Two nothing Birds. Nice. And yet another runner in scoring position back at the top of the lineup for Taylor Ward. First pitch. That ball is off the plate, and it's called a strike. Oh my gosh, four-seamer was off the plate. The umpire calls it a strike, so instead of 1-0, it's 0-1. Oh man, I would have challenged that ball. 0-1 pitch, here it comes. Splitter off the plate and low. Ball 1, 1-1. That should be ball 2. It should be 2-0. Hey, we got the 20 likes. Thank you, gang. We're halfway there, 50%. 1-1 pitch. Here it comes. Here's a called strike on the inside part of the plate on a four-seam fastball, 1-2. Taylor Ward, you can swing the bat, 1-2 pitch. Swinging a foul. Ooh, I thought he missed it. Swinging a foul back. 1-2. We're going to do it again. 21 likes. Thanks, gang. We're getting there. 19 to go. 1-2 pitch to Taylor Ward. Man, another run would be nice. Fly ball. Left field. Hit well. If it's fair, it's gone. It's gone. 2-run home run for Taylor Ward. He turns 0-1. And we were just talking about how we need some power from Taylor Ward. He turns on a splitter and serves it into the left field seats. 4-0 Birds. Just like that. Woo! We talked about it. It is about time, Slicer. I agree, but you know what? We'll take it. That's a big home run right there. 4-0 Birds. Wow. Yeah, he got a slide. I don't know if it was a slider or a splitter, but it stayed up just enough, and he was able to turn on it. Here's Gunnar. First pitch. Fastball off the plate. 0-1. Or 1-0. Four spot here in the top of the fifth inning for the Birds. Gunnar swinging a foul back. 1-1. Yeah, it was a splitter that just stayed up. Never really dove. And Taylor Ward just turned on it. 1-1. Check swing foul. 1-2 on Gunnar Henderson. Gunnar at some points he's got to get hot. He's got to go on a 3-week stretch where he just hits like 350 for the week or something. For like a month. He's got to get hot. 1-2 pitch. Inside, way inside. Ball 2. 2-2. Here it comes. Splitter low and outside. Ball 3. 3-2. Mako is warming in the bullpen for the Blue Jays. Lefty. Three-two pitch called strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. And that's the inning. But the Orioles get on the board. 4 runs on the board. We're heading to the bottom of the fifth inning. 4-0 Birds. Punctuated by the 2-run home run by Taylor Ward. Dan Steely, welcome in. He does, Dan. I agree. He's got as many as Vlad Guerrero. But Guerrero's power numbers are down as well. He's not hitting. But Vlad Guerrero's hitting about 40 points higher than Taylor Ward is. I'll say that, too. Vlad's hitting about 290 or close to 290. Taylor Ward's hitting 256. So he's hitting about 30 points higher than him. At least. But that's a big home run, man. We needed it. It's nice because what the Orioles did right there is exactly what you need to do. Pile on, put a crooked number up, and, 1-0, 2-0. If you're Toronto, you're thinking, hey, we're in this game. But 4 spot right there, that's big. Yeah, they both have 3 home runs. Vlad's very, very much down. But again, like I was saying, he's batting like 289 or 290 in the season. So, Taylor Ward's batting 256. That's a difference of 30-something points. That's a lot. I said this earlier in the season, I'll say it again. I never thought that Taylor Ward was a 35, 36 home run guy. He had never done it prior to that till last year. It was the first time he had ever done it in his career. I saw him more as a 20 to 25 guy. So if he came in and he hit 20 to 25 home runs for the Orioles, drove in about 75 to 80, and hit 260 to 270, I was going to be happy with the season from Taylor Ward. He's not at that number yet. He's got to pick up the numbers a little bit. All right, Boz is ready. Here we go. Valenzuela is at the plate. First pitch. Fastball off the plate. 1-0. Now, the important thing here, if you're Shane Boz, you got to come right out. Boom, boom, boom. Be aggressive. Go get them. Don't walk anybody. Try to get a quick inning, and let's see what we can do. 1-0 pitch. There's a four-seamer for a strike. 1-1. And that's the key now for Boz is your team's giving you a 4-run lead. Go out there and put them away very quickly. Get your team back in the dugout so they can hit. 1-1. Here it comes. There's a change-up for a ball. 2-1. He's got to do that. That's the key right now if you're Shane Baz. Stay focused. Stay determined. Stay within yourself. Make good pitches and get outs. There's a ball 3. See, chained up ball 3. This is exactly what you don't want if you're the Orioles. Don't get behind hitters. Be aggressive. Make them earn their way on me. Tony Claremont, welcome in. 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. He walked him. So you get a 4-run lead given to you. And what does Shane Baz do? He walks the number 6 hitter on 5 pitches. It's so frustrating. Tony, welcome in. I don't know if you've subscribed. I hope you subscribe and come back. Yeah, I mean, at this point, with 3 home runs out of Taylor Ward and we're into June, if he can get to 20, yeah, it would be great. All right, here's Okamoto. First pitch to him. Here it comes. Knuckle curve is high. Ball 1, 1-0. So just like that, he walked the first batter, and he's already 1-0 on this hitter. Basayer's going to have to say, look, dude, slow down, throw strikes for crying out loud. We got a 4-0 lead. Don't mess this up. And that's the G version of what he's saying to him. I could give you the R version, but I'm not going to do that. Because if I was the catcher, I'd be giving you the R version of what he'd be saying. But I won't say it. So Kazuma Okamoto's at the plate. He has power. He had a home run on the other day against the Orioles. So we got to be careful here. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike. 1-1. And that was high. That would have been a ball. Okamoto chased it. Small lead at first for Valenzuela. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2 on a cutter. 1-2. And that would have been a ball too. But Okamoto's chased a couple, and that's what you want. I mean, if you can get him to chase pitches, then you're going to continue to stay out there until he doesn't chase. 1-2. Stay away from the middle of the zone now. Here it comes. That's a ball low, and it might have caught the bottom of the zone, but the Orioles did not challenge. It looks like it would have been a strike, too. But it's called a ball. 2-2. If he can throw it there again, I would throw it there again. 2-2 pitch. Swinging a foul on a knuckle curve. We're going to do it again. 2-2. So you got a double from Jackson Holiday, a double out of Blaze Alexander, a home run from Colton Cowser, a 2-run homer from Taylor Ward, and it's 4-0 Birds. Shane Baz's 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. It's a cutter in the dirt, ball 3. So Shane Baz is doing it. If you're a man, this is why managers have coronaries. This is why managers smoke. This is why managers drink. You've been given a 4-0 lead. The first hitter you walk. The second hitter you've gone to 3-2, and you're about to walk this guy. What are we doing? 3-2 pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. He got him. Okamoto went upstairs on what would have been ball 4 and swings at a bad pitch. And he bails out Baz. But either way, it's a strikeout, and we'll take it. I don't know what he's swinging at right there. That would have been ball 4. That ball wasn't even close to being a strike. So 1 down. Here's Jimenez. Hey, we'll take it. First pitch is a knuckle curve for a strike. 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a changeup. 0-2. That changeup was tailing away from him, too. Started in the middle of the plate and just tails away from Jimenez, and he's not able to get a bat on it. So quickly, 0-2. Boz is set. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Here it comes. Fastball high, 1-2. Welcome in, everyone. Good to have all of you in here. We got 21 likes with 16 people watching. Our goal is 14. We're 19 away. Good to have you all here. 1-2 pitch. Just slow on a changeup. Ball 2. 2-2. Yeah, Tony, he's looked good. He's looked good. He's not thrown more than 16 pitches in any one inning. And that's this inning, the 5th. This will be his 17th pitch this inning. 2-2 pitch. There's a fly ball. Center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. The runner's going to hold at second. So first and second with only one down for the Blue Jays. That's going to bring the number 9 hitter Straw to the plate. And really, if you're Boz, you want to try to get out of this right here. You don't want this lineup to turn over. That ball was out of the zone, and Jimenez just went upstairs and got it. Good piece of hitting from him. So here's Straw, Miles Straw. First pitch to him. Here it comes. There's a cutter for a ball. 1-0. And you got to be so careful here. The Orioles are trying. I mean, it's almost like Boz is. They have a chance to get right back in this game right here. Boz has got to make some good pitches. 1-0 pitch. Here it comes. There's a ground ball to shortstop. Gunnar charges. Throws to second for one. Back to first. No! Jackson Holliday's going to hold it. He eats it. Probably a good play. Straw can run, and you don't want to throw it away there. But they do get the runner at second, and that's the second out of the inning. But it is going to turn the lineup over, and it's going to get back to George Springer at the top of the lineup. It was a slow roller to Gunnar. He charges, flips the second for one, but Straw runs well enough that they weren't going to double him up. So here we go. Big at bat right here for the Orioles. George Springer at the plate. Perennial all-star. Real good ball player. Up there in age now, 36 years old, but he can still do it with the bat. Boz has got to make some pitches. Here we go. First pitch. There's a fastball high and inside. Ball 1. 1-0. I just really want to see... I really want to see Shane Boz get ahead in the count. He's fallen behind in the count too much, and it's not going to end well. He's got to get ahead in these counts. 1-0 pitch. Fly ball, right field, hit pretty well. Center fielder's calling for it, and he's got it. Kowser's got it, makes the catch, and that's the inning. We are through 5. Orioles got a 4-0 lead. Top of the 6th coming up. So, to Boz's credit, he got out of it. He gets out of it. Hey, Dane Canfield, welcome in. Good to have you here. Hope you hit the like button as you're coming in, Dane. I hope you subscribe. Come back for more. We're going to be live all week with Orioles baseball. Only day we're going to be off is tomorrow. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, ball games. All right, 5 innings in. Let's go around Major League Baseball and get to some scores around the scoreboard. Excuse me. Bottom of the 6th inning, the Pirates got a 2-0 lead over the Braves. Bottom of the 6th inning, the Rays are beating the Marlins 1-0. End of 5, Mariners Tigers are tied 1-1. Top of the 5th, Red Sox Yankees are scoreless. Top of the 4th, Phillies 4-3 over the White Sox. Top of the 4th inning, Twins with a 1-0 lead over Kansas City. Bottom of the 3rd, A's 3-0 over the Astros. Bottom of the 3rd, 2-0 Reds over the Cardinals. Bottom of the 2nd, Rangers 2-0 over the Guardians. Brewers and Rockies, Nationals, Diamondbacks are just getting started. Later today, Angels, Dodgers, Mets, Padres, Giants, Cubs. And that's your scoreboard around Major League Baseball. Top of the 6th inning, O's got the lead, and we have 22 likes. Thank you all very much. Hey, we even got a dislike. That's interesting. Who gave us the dislike? I always like to know who gives you a dislike and why. Like, that's fine. I mean, you want to give us a dislike. Tell me what you didn't like. I'll try to change it. I always like to know when somebody gives a dislike. But they're not, I don't take this the wrong way. Be man enough to say, it's me, and I did it because of this. That's fine. You're entitled to give me a dislike. I just like to know what it is I did that earned the dislike. Or is it juvenile? Adam Macko's in the game. He's going to face Rutschman from the right side. First pitch to him. Here it comes. Here's a slider in the dirt. Ball 1. I'm just curious. I always like to know, well, what is it that garnered the dislike? And I'll try to change it so that we don't get one next time. 1-0 pitch coming up. Here it is. Here's a fastball for a strike. 1-1. 1-1 to Adley Rutschman. Here it comes. There's a changeup for a strike. 1-2. Yeah, Dane, he's been inconsistent. He's not been good in this game. I agree. He's definitely not done well at all in this game. 100% agree. 23 likes. Thanks, gang. 17 to go. We got a shot. 1-2 pitch. Swinging a foul back. We're going to do it again. One-two pitch. Here it comes. Swinging a foul back again. All right, Rutschman's ready. 1-2 count on him. Backo is at the belt. Here it comes. There's a knuckle curve way down in the dirt. Ball 2. 2-2. Way down, Sally. I guess it's lay down, Sally, but 2-2 count. Here it comes. There's a line drive. Base hit in the center field for Adley Rutschman. He went down and got it. It was low in the zone. He went down there and serves it into center field for a base hit. And the Orioles got a leadoff runner here in the top of the 6th. That's going to bring Alonso to the plate, followed by Basayo and Cowser. Nice piece of hitting right there by Adley Rutschman. Here's Pete Alonso. He's 0 for 2. Fly out and a ground out. First pitch to him. Here it comes. Swinging a ground ball. Nice play by the third baseman. He backhands it. Wait, did he catch that? Oh, it was a line drive. I thought it was a one-hopper. It was a line drive to Okamoto. He backhands it, and I guess he catches it in the air. Wow, Pete hit that hard. But it was a line drive caught by Okamoto. So 1 down. Here's Basayo. Lefty on lefty. Swing and a miss. Strike. 0-1 on a slider. It's good to see they're allowing Basayo to stay in the game against the lefty. He's got to learn to hit lefties. He's just got to. He's got to get used to it. 0-1. Swing and a miss on the slider. 0-2. He's not looking good, though. I mean, he swung at 2 bad pitches. They're going to go outside again. Why not? Slider off the plate. Ball 1. And that's a good take. And it's a good pitch by the pitcher because you got him to swing at 2 pitches back-to-back off the plate that were sliders. Throw it out there again. See if he'll swing at it. He didn't. 1-2 count. They're going to do it again. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Strike 3. And he is out. So 2 down for the O's. So the leadoff single by Rutschman. Pete Alonso lines out. Samuel Basayo strikes out. And that's going to bring Cowser to the plate. I like the idea of leaving the lefties in there. I do. I like the idea of leaving the lefties in there. So Kowser's ready. Here's the first pitch to him. I'm looking slider if I'm him. Yep, was a slider, but it was in the dirt. 1-0. So far, Mako has only faced one lefty. Everything that he's done with the lefty has been slider away, slider away, slider away, or fastball away. Have not come inside on a lefty yet. Now, this is only the second lefty he's faced. But again, catcher setting up outside. Here we go. 1-0 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? Third base umpire says he did not on a slider. Ball 2. So again, Mako is staying slider, slider, slider on these lefties. Let's see if he goes to a fastball here now that he's falling behind 2-0. He may stay off the plate and stay away from Kowser so he can't turn on one. But now it's up to Kowser to say, all right, well, I'll take that. Slider off the plate again. Ball 3. 3-0. I know it's a lefty on lefty, but I think he's got the green light here. 3-0 pitch. Called strike. Four-seam fastball. 3-1. He took it. I thought he might be swinging there. Yeah, Tony, he didn't look good there. He definitely looked like he was trying to pull off the ball. He's done a really good job of going the other way a lot, but not on that at bat. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 on a four-seam fastball up in the zone. Yeah, he didn't in that at bat. He looked like he was trying to pull off on everything. But the two he swung at were balls anyway. Even if he had tried to go the other way, he wasn't going to do anything with those. He should have just laid off. Kowser's got an 0.83 average against lefties this season. Swing and a miss on a slider, strike 3. And see, that's a ball. I don't know what he's seeing there or what he's not seeing there. That's not a strike. Even out of the hand, it doesn't look like a strike. I'm assuming he's expecting fastball and guessing fastball. Kowser is there, and he's just, because he just looks like he's up there guessing on that one. All right, bottom of the 6th coming up. Still 4-0 Birds. Hey, Michaela, welcome in. Michaela Forche. I remembered. What are we at? 24 likes, gang. We still got a long way to go, though. 16 more. Again, every at-bat that a player has, not all the at-bats are going to be good at-bats. Again, we talked about it 1,000 times, and I'll say it again. If a hitter is a 300 hitter, you think he's a darn good hitter as a 300 hitter. That still means he failed 7 out of 10 times. And yet, we think he's a really good hitter, but he failed 7 out of 10 times. So you're going to see a lot more bad at-bats or outs from these players than you are hits. That's just the name of the game. We want to hit every time up with these guys. That's not going to happen. If a guy goes 1 for 3 in a game, he's had a good game. He batted .333 on the game. If a guy goes 2 for 4 in a game, that's phenomenal. He batted .500 in the game. So here we go. It's going to be Penango, Guerrero, and Sanchez coming up. First pitch to Penango is a called strike. Knuckle curve, 0-1. So Boz is back out for the 6th inning. He's gone through 5 so far. 3 hits, no runs, no errors. He's walked 1, which is really good. 0-1 pitch. Fly ball, right field. That ball's gone. Wow, Penango turned on that one, and he crushed it. I knew that was gone the minute he hit it. 4-1, just like that, into the right field seats. And Penango just turned on it. Whew. The Blue Jays are on the board. It's a solo shot. You still got a 3-run lead. Boz has got to just forget it, move on to the next hitter. That's all that is. Just move on to the next hitter. Here's Guerrero. First pitch to him. Here we go. Here's a sinker for a strike. 0-1. Boz is ready. 0-1 pitch. Here's a ground ball to the third baseman. He's got it. Charges. Throws to first. That's the first out. Jesus Sanchez is now stepping to the plate. First pitch to him. Knuckle curve outside and high. Ball one. 1-0. 4-1 Birds. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Orioles looking to take the series with a win today. Toronto's looking to do the same. 1-0 pitch. Fastball. Swinging a foul. 1-1. Both teams split the first 2 games. We are in the rubber match right here. One. Here it comes. There's a fly ball, and that's hit well to right field. That ball's going to get down and in the gap. That's going to be an easy double for Jesus Sanchez. And just like that, Toronto's got another runner in scoring position. That was a knuckle curve that just didn't curve. Stayed up. And Sanchez was able to drive it into the right center field gap. Here comes Clement. First pitch to him. Here it comes. Fastball high. Ball 1. And Boz has got to really bear down here. Keep this at 1 run. One 1-0 pitch called strike 2 or strike 1. That was a check swing, but it was a strike. 1-1. Sorry, gang, I'm exhausted, man. I've been up since 3:30 and I'm just dying. So 1-1 count on Clement right here. Man on second. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball to the shortstop. Gunner's going to bobble it, and that's going to be an error on Gunnar Henderson. He charged it and bobbled it. He easily would have had the out at first, but Clement's going to reach on the error by Gunnar Henderson. So first and third, 1 out. Valenzuela's at the plate. A ground ball at somebody will still get you out of the inning right here. Boz has just got to make good pitches. If he can make good pitches, you can still get out of this at 4-1. There is a force at second. Double play is in order right here. It's a righty on lefty combination, though, with Valenzuela at the plate. Yennier Cano is warming for the Orioles in the bullpen. Can't let this inning get out of hand if you're Shane Boz. Got to keep it under control. Minimize the damage here. First pitch to Valenzuela. Here it comes. Inside, fastball, ball 1. It's got to find a way to minimize the damage right here. Keep it at 1. At the most, maybe 1 more run scores. 1-0 pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss on a knuckle curve. 1-1. 1-1 pitch. Here it comes. Here's a knuckle curve. Ground ball to shortstop. Gunnar is going to throw to first. The runner is out of the baseline. He's out of the baseline right there. He cannot go out of that baseline. He went all the way over to the side. Gunnar went and charged, and he was going to tag the runner going to second, and the runner went way out of the baseline, and Gunnar couldn't tag him, so he had to throw to first. And when he threw to first, he got the runner at first, but because the guy went out of the baseline, that allowed the runner at third to score. This guy was out of the baseline. He should be out. I mean, he went way out into almost into right field. Look at how far out he was. There's absolutely no way he should be able to be that far out. And they are not saying he's out. They're saying he's safe. And they're saying that he was not out of the baseline. He was way out of the baseline. These umpires are costing the Orioles runs. That cost the Orioles a run right there. And because of it, it's now 4-2. He's way out of the baseline. I don't understand how he's not out. Either way, it keeps the inning alive. Here's Okamoto. Now, Boz has got to regroup here. Take a deep breath. You can't change it. Bear down. Get Okamoto and get out of this inning. First pitch to him. Here it comes. Here's a called strike on a cutter, 0-1. I don't know that that's reviewable anyway, Jeannie. I don't know that they can review that. I think that's a judgment call by the umpire. 0-1 pitch. Here it comes. Line drive. That's going to get down for a base hit. Taylor Ward's going to charge. Runner's going to head to home. They're going to cut it off. And he's going to be safe at first. Base hit by Okamoto. Third run scores for the Blue Jays. And just like that, they're back in the game. That cost the Orioles by that umpire. Now, Boz has got to bear down and get the out. And he couldn't do it. He is imploding now. So here's Jimenez, 4-3 game now, and Jimenez almost hit him. It almost hit the batter. It was way inside. It's ball one, 1-0. Now, if you're Shane Boz right here, you have got to calm down. Still got the lead. You got to get this out. 1-0 pitch. Here it comes. Fastball, ball two. He has lost it. See, at this point, he has totally lost it at this point. Orioles have blown this lead. 2-0 pitch. It's a ball on a knuckle curve. Ball three. Jesus. 3-0 count on Jimenez. Here's the pitch. There's a fastball for a strike. 3-1. Three-one pitch. Knuckle curve. Called strike. 3-2. But the batter is going to challenge it. It was called a strike. Jimenez is challenging. Let's see if he's right. He's not right. It's a strike. So he loses the challenge. And now the Blue Jays are down to 1, and it's a 3-2 count. It's a good challenge because if you're right, it's a walk. if you're wrong, you still got a challenge. I like the challenge by Jimenez, but he loses. 3-2 pitch. Boz has got to make a pitch here. Here it comes. Swinging a ground ball. Fair down the right field line is going to tie the game. It's in the corner. Jimenez is going to turn, and that's going to score the run, and we are tied 4-4. Shane Boz is totally imploded, and the Blue Jays get all 4 runs back. A knuckle curve on the inside part of the plate. Yeah, now you're going to come get him. It's too late. And the Orioles have allowed them right back in the game. 4-4. All 4 runs. And they're doing it all with 2 outs. Once again, the Orioles. And Shane Boz is pissed. Pardon my language. He's not happy with the second base umpire at all. He is not happy with the second base umpire. He's giving him the business right now. He's out of the game at this point. Cano's coming in. We're tied 4-4. Cano's got to get out of this right here. Keep it at 4-4. Wow, what a turn of events. It would have been 1 run. They don't get the call at the second base with the guy outside the lane. They said he was still in the lane. And then Boz can't get out of it. He gives up he gives out a 2-run single, and then he gives up a 2-out double. And that's the difference. And it's been an Achilles heel for the Orioles pitchers all year. With 2 outs, they can't get that final out. And now here we are. We're brand new at 4 as we're, still in the 6th inning, and the Blue Jays have a chance to take lead. I think the Orioles are last in Major League Baseball with 2 outs this year. The pitchers for the Orioles batters are hitting like 300 against them, if not more than that, with 2 outs in an inning this year against the Orioles pitchers, which means they can't put hitters away. And they can't get out of the inning. It's bad baseball. And you have a 4-0 lead going into the bottom of the 6th inning, and you give it all back. Error by Gunnar. Again, the inning's over if Gunnar doesn't make the error. And then the bad call by the umpire, and everything's just snowballed for the Orioles. Shane Boz is not happy, but at this point, it doesn't matter. Even with that call, it was 4-2 at that point. Make a pitch. He couldn't do it. So here's Cano. First pitch. There's a called strike on the sinker, 0-1. Here's Miles Straw. Lukes is now in the game. Nathan Lukes is hitting for Miles Straw. Boz can look at the second base umpire all he wants. 0-1 pitch. There's a sinker inside, ball 1. But ultimately, he couldn't make the big pitch to get out of the inning. If he gets that out right there from either Okamoto or Jimenez, the inning's over. The Orioles still have the lead. He couldn't do it. 1-1 pitch. Here it is. Inside on another sinker, ball 2, 2-1. Again, I don't. You can say what you want. He's got to make the pitch. You've got to regroup, come back, make a good pitch, and get out of the inning and say, okay, they gave them 1. We got to get it back. He couldn't get out of the inning. Sorry. 2-1 pitch, swinging a miss. Strike 2, 2-2. So right now, if you're getting your Cano, look, it's 4-4. It's anybody's game. We got 3 innings to get a winner at this point. We're even at 3. It's a race. It's a race to 5. Here comes the pitch. There's a ground ball. Second baseman, Jackson Holliday tries to get it. He does not. Throw to the plate. He's going to strike. Oh, my God. He scored from second base on a ground ball to the second baseman. How does that happen? And now Samuel Basayo is hurt. It was off the pitcher. Jackson Holliday charges it, flips it to first base. The runner at second was running the whole way, hustle play, and he dove and scored all the way from second on a ground ball basically to the second baseman. That's the type of season it's been for the Orioles. 5-4, and now Basayo is hurt. His wrist is hurt. And he's coming out of the game. And that's just terrible baseball. Again, that's inexperience. On a ball like that, if you're Jackson Holiday, eat it. Hold it. Check the runner at third. Instead, he tries to shuffle it to Pete Alonso, and it took forever to get out of his glove. It was a slow developing play, and Jimenez just kept running. And then Pete Alonso throws to home, and it's a terrible throw to home. Basayo just... all Basayo did was he fell on his arm. He fell on his own wrist. It wasn't even something the player did. He fell on his own wrist. This team, it's unbelievable. It looks like Basayo is going to be okay. He's going to stay in the game. It's unbelievable what I'm watching. This is unbelievable. If they lose this game, wow. Daniel Berry, welcome in. That's unbelievable what I've seen in this inning. It's crazy. I've never seen anything like this. This is unbelievable. I watched the game the other day when the Orioles had a 5-0 lead in the 6th inning or whatever it was and lost to the Toronto Blue Jays, and now they're doing it again. Sinker inside and low, ball one. Yeah, Slicer, it's a combination of things. It's a combination. Execution will either make you or break you, and it's breaking the Orioles. 1-0 pitch. Nope, throw to first. Back in time. I don't even know if Alonso makes a good throw that he gets him. 1-0 pitch, or 1-1 pitch. 1-0 pitch, I'm sorry. Inside, ball 2 to George Springer. Toronto's come all the way back. They've taken a 5-4 lead. That's unbelievable. I'm stunned by this. I'm absolutely stunned by this. And that's it. The inning's over. George Springer is out. So we head to the 7th inning, 5-4 Blue Jays. Wow. I guess I was a little bit behind, gang. My apologies. I just sped up. George Springer got out. 5-4 Toronto. That's unbelievable. It's nuts. I'm shocked by that. I'm absolutely shocked by that. Man, oh man. So now it's up to the offense to get the Orioles back in this game. Need a couple runs to get the lead back. Jack, welcome in. Good to see you. Dan Staley, welcome in. Jack, I get what you're saying, but it was, even with that play, I get it. The inning would have been over, but the Orioles have to make plays. You have to get past that. I can't blame the whole inning on the umpire. I'm sorry. I can't. You know, you got bad pitches by Shane Baz. You get an error by Gunnar Henderson. You get an error by Jackson Holiday or Pete Alonso on the play where they go up 5-4. That's not good execution by the Orioles, too. It's all part and parcel. It looks like Messiah was okay, but it's a combination of things. The umpire didn't help the cause, but if Shane Baz makes a pitch and gets out of the inning and gets Okamoto, it's 4-2, and we're not even talking about that inning. All right, here's Tyler O'Neill outside, ball 1. Looks like Connor Seabold's in the game. Well, I don't think, Jack, their color means anything. He could have been, whether he's white or not, and does it matter? There's a slider for a strike, 1-1. And the umpire that actually made the bad call wasn't old at all. He's probably in his 30s. Tyler O'Neill, 1-1 pitch. Here it comes. There's a ground ball, third baseman, and it's down the line. It's going to be fair. It's only going to be a single for Tyler O'Neill. It gets by Okamoto. Nice backup by the shortstop there to hold Tyler O'Neill to a single. Is it going to be a single, or are they going to give him an error? They might give him an error there. Tyler O'Neill hit it hard. I don't know what they're going to give him just yet. Let's see. Umpire called it fair. All right, here's Jackson Holiday. There's a changeup low and inside, ball 1. $18-year-olds. No, I want someone with a little bit of experience. 1-0 pitch. Here it comes. Swinging a foul back, 1-1. Oh, Jack, I totally get it. It's frustrating to watch. Trust me, if I wasn't calling the game, if I was just watching for fun, I probably would have turned it off too. I totally get it, man. I totally get it. It is frustrating. You have 4-0 lead in the bottom of the 6th inning and you can't hold it. 1-1 pitch. Here it comes. Outside on the fastball, ball 2. 2-1. Now, Tyler O'Neill's got a little bit of speed. I don't see him going anywhere because the Orioles are down a run. You don't want to run yourself out of an inning. And they did give O'Neill a hit for that. You need a good hit here from Jackson Holiday. Here we go. 2-1 pitch. Outside on the changeup, ball 3. Good at bat so far by Jackson right here. He's got a double and a run scored. And he's got a 3-1 count right here. Let's see what he can do with it. Here's a pitch. Swinging a foul. Well, left field, it's going to be close. Just foul down the left field line. That stayed fair longer than I expected. The what? The honor late up is all. What do you mean? Jack, I need you to, I don't know if you're like talking the text. What's the honor late up? Oh, the play down. Yeah, I agree with you there. 3-2 pitch. Here it comes. Ball 4. That's going to be a walk. So the Orioles got first and second here with nobody out. So let me ask you this, guys. First and second, nobody out. Now, I know Blaze Alexander is 2 for 2 in this game. He's had a nice game. 2 for 2. Is Blaze Alexander bunting right here? Is he bunting to get the Orioles second and third? Are they giving up an out right now to try to get two runners in scoring position with the top of the lineup coming up? Is Blaze Alexander going to bunt? I think that's why the pitching coach is coming out right now to try to get an idea of how they're going to play this. Are they going to put the rotation play on? I don't know. Is Blaze Alexander going to bunt here? The Orioles are going to play for a run. Tony says bunt, please. I agree, Tony. I think the Orioles number 9 hitter. I know he's 2 for 2, but he's a number 9 hitter, righty on righty. He's got 2 doubles and an RBI in the game. He is swinging the bat well, seeing the ball well. I think the Orioles are going to bunt here. I really do. I think they're gonna. I think and the Blue Jays think he's gonna bunt. First and third base are in really far. Here we go. First pitch. Yep, he squares the bunt. He lays it down right in front of the plate. Throw to third. In time, they're gonna get him. They're gonna get Tyler O'Neill at third base. The bunt was not good. He did not get it far enough out from the plate. It was dead right at the plate. The catcher came right up and grabbed it, and it was an easy throw to third for that out. The Orioles cannot execute again. And that's on Blaze Alexander. They couldn't lay down the bunt. And the Seabold is out of the game. They're going to bring in a reliever. Looks like it's going to be a righty. But Blaze Alexander, again, it's about execution. Alexander can't lay down the bunt. He lays down a bad bunt. They're able to throw to third and get the lead runner. So now you've got one out, still first and second. And the Orioles are the execution, the little things. Somebody said it earlier. The little things are so important in this game. And yet here we are. The Orioles can't do the little things, and it's costing them this ball game. Gunnar can't, a ground ball, normal ground ball. Gunnar can't field it. Error. Another error on the throw. Bad throw, bad decision by Jackson Holiday. Probably should have ate that ball right there. And then Pete Alonso, first thing he should have done after he caught the ball is look home. He took it 2 seconds before he looked home, and it's too late by then. And then he makes a bad throw on top of it. Shane Baz can't make a pitch. Okay, the umpire makes a bad decision on the runner. They don't give the Orioles the out, but it's still 4-2. Make a good pitch, get out of the inning. He makes bad pitches. Toronto makes him pay. They capitalize. He's allowing all these hits with 2 outs. And that's a big deal. And here we are. And then the Orioles get first 2 runners on right here. You know he's going to bunt, and you can't lay down a good bunt. The bunt's 2 feet in front of the home plate. Easy pickup for the catcher. Easy throw to third to get the lead runner. So now it's up to Taylor Ward. Here we go. Connor Seabold is out. Here we go. First pitch. Swing and a foul. 0-1. Tyler Rogers is in the game. He's kind of a sinker bowler. Tyler Rogers is in the game for Toronto. Taylor Ward is at the plate for the Orioles. Tavares is just not, he's just not playing. 0-1 pitch. Here it comes. Called strike 2 on a sinker. 0-2 quickly to Taylor Ward. Oh, man. Do you guys feel it? You feel the Orioles are not going to get the hit here. You can feel it, right? 0-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? First base umpire says no, he did not. And it's outside. Ball 1. 1-2. You can just feel it, right? Do you guys feel it? I don't know who's actually watching the game, or if you're just watching me. I just feel like he's not going to do it. Outside on the slider, ball 2. I just feel like the Orioles they're not going to get the big hit. This is just one of those games that they've had this year where things snowball and the execution by the Orioles just goes by the wayside. 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. Ground ball to second baseman. Flip to second for 1, back to first, and plenty of time for the double play, and that's the inning. Told you. Nothing for the Orioles. Bottom of the 7th coming up. 5-4, Toronto. That's just bad baseball. Yeah, Michaela, good luck tonight. Definitely let it slip, Jack. They got 2 more at-bats to go in the 8th and the 9th, but they've had opportunities. Nick Nico, I don't think he is. I don't think he's a bad fielder at all. Look at his percentage last year. He was actually in the top 5 for fielding percentage last year. Where I think Gunner's issue is, the biggest thing with him is he plays too much like his hair's on fire. At times you got to just slow down, take a deep breath, calm down, take a step back, and just play calm baseball. He plays too much like his hair's on fire all the time. And he takes every at-bat like it's the biggest at-bat in the history of the game. You don't get a hit. Okay, you don't get a hit. Move on to the next at-bat. Yeah, Bobby Witt's a good player. I have no I have no problem with Gunnar Henderson. I think everybody wishes they had Bobby Witt. I think everybody wishes that they had Bobby Witt. Who doesn't want Bobby Witt? Right? Okay. I mean that's easy to say. So here we go. In the game, Grant Wolfram's in the game. Penango's at the plate for the Orioles. Here we go. 0-1 pitch is outside. Ball 2. 0-2. Here's the thing what I'll say. Talk about Bobby Witt, okay? Jack says, I wish the Orioles had Bobby Witt instead and not Gunnar. Here's the thing. First off, Bobby Witt was the 2nd overall pick in the 2019 draft. Gunnar wasn't even drafted till the 2nd round. So if the Orioles would have got Bobby Witt, they would have had to take him over Adley Rutschman. And the consensus number 1 pick in 2019 was not Bobby Witt. It was Adley Rutschman. The Orioles took the right player. And Rutschman's been a very good player. So taking Bobby Witt over Gunnar Henderson was never even an issue in the first place. If the Orioles were going to take, it was, if you had said, I wish the Orioles took Bobby Witt, not Adley Rutschman, okay, but it doesn't matter. Gunnar was later, late 1st round, 2nd round pick. Bobby Witt was already gone by then, so it had no effect on it. 1-2 pitch, sweeper in the dirt, ball 2. Yeah, Nico, we'll see. We'll see how the Orioles do. This game's not over yet. But Jack, again, the Orioles, Gunnar Henderson was a 2nd round pick, I think, by the Orioles, or a late 1st round pick. By that time, Bobby Witt was already gone. It has nothing to do with picking Bobby Witt over Gunnar Henderson. The Orioles didn't pick Gunnar before Bobby. He was already off the board. Two pitch from Wolfram. Here we go. Slider outside. Sweeper outside. Ball 3. 3-2. But again, Adley Rutschman was the consensus number 1 pick that year. The Orioles, they wanted him. They got him. Everybody said he was the right call. He's played very well for the Orioles. He's having a good year this year for the Orioles. 3-2 pitch. Swinging a foul back. I have no problem with the pick. There's woulda, coulda, shouldas across the board in Major League Baseball when it comes to draft picks. Anybody, hindsight's 2020. When you go into that draft in 2019 and the Orioles had the number 1 pick, that was the guy. 3-2 pitch on the way. Here it comes. Swinging a foul. We're going to do it again. So I think that's an unfair comment. For one, again, because you're like comparing apples to oranges. Nico's favorite player is Rutschman. I like Rutschman a lot too. I like Gunnar a lot. I like Jackson Holiday a lot. You think so, Jack? I don't think he has an attitude problem. I think he plays like every single at bat is the last out of the World Series. I don't think it's an attitude problem. I think he's a very good guy. I think he's great to have on the team. 3-2 pitch. Here it comes. Swinging a foul again. Everybody complains about strikes and balls, Jack. Everybody complains about strikes and balls. Everybody. Look, watch closely. They all do it. And sometimes it's justified and sometimes it's not. Sometimes he's wrong. 3-2 pitch. Here it comes. Fly ball, left field, hit pretty well. Looks like it's playable. Taylor Ward looks like he's going to get there. Yep, he's there. That's the out. 1 down. Bottom of the 7th inning. Look, if you're not a fan of Gunnar Henderson, Jack, totally get it. By all means. He's certainly not a complete player. That error right there by Gunnar in the 6th inning, it helped to open up the floodgates. But again, the Orioles couldn't make the plays. You got to make the plays. You got to execute, and they couldn't execute. See, Nico, I don't think he did. I think he was fine till that 6th inning, and then he just let the wheels fell off. He couldn't make the big pitch when we needed him to make the big pitch. 1-0 pitch to Vlad Guerrero. Here it is. There's a called strike, 1-1 on a slider. In the end, Boz gave up 5 runs and 8 hits. It was an okay day for him. I guess he had 1 earned run. 1 walk, 3 Ks, 7 hits. I guess he ultimately wasn't bad. The other 4 runs were unearned. So there you go. So yeah, he didn't pitch bad. But he still couldn't make the big pitch to get out of the inning. 1-1 pitch. Here it comes. Inside on a sinker. Ball 2. 2-1. No, the error wasn't what he didn't get the error for tagging Clement, Nico. He got the error for the ground ball that he muffed. 2-1 pitch. Curveball. Ball 3. 3-1. Again, for me, Boz had plenty of chances to get out of that inning after that bad call by the umpire, and he couldn't do it. He just couldn't do it. 3-1 pitch. Here it comes. Ground ball, foul down the third base line. He had right after that, he had Okamoto come to the plate. He gave up a base hit to Okamoto. Next guy up, he gave up a double down the line. Those are on him. Execute pitches better. One earned run over 6 innings. Or 5 2/3. Looks good, but 3-2, swing and a miss, he got him. So he strikes out Guerrero. That's 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Disagree with what part, Jack? We were talking about different things. You're talking about Boz? That's fine. Make a pitch. It's still 4-2 at that point. They didn't take the lead. Jack, let's be honest. Let's be real. You're more than welcome to be in here, but let's not talk foolish. We have very good mods in here, and you can disagree, and we can talk baseball, but the ump called that on purpose because he's betting on the games. That's what happened. 0-1 pitch to the ground ball, base hit into right field. Yeah, you got the call wrong, but but say you bet on the games. Let's not go there. All right, here comes Craig Albertaz. He's going to pull Wolfram here. Gang, here's what I'll say, Nico. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Where's my mods? Mods, are you in here? All right, Jack. I appreciate you, buddy. Acting like a 12-year-old. I can't keep you in here. I appreciate you, bud. Take care. It's not fair. Nico, what? Are you friends with Jack? Nico's wild sports. You should know better than that, dude. What? Life's not fair. You think the other teams care whether or not the Orioles got a call? You think the Orioles are the only team to get a bad call by an umpire? Oh, you guys are funny. Kind of delusional with what you're saying, but funny. All right, gang. It's still 5-4. The Orioles are still in this game. They got 6 outs to work with. Jack is gone because he's talking foolish and not being nice. I'm a suffering Orioles fan. Yeah, well, Nico, so am I. And I'm sure I've been a suffering fan a lot longer than you. All right, here's Ernie Clement. Man on first. Two outs. First pitch, swing, foul back. Rico Garcia in the game for the O's. Oh, 1 pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a foul. 0-2 on Ernie Clement. All right, Garcia is looking to get the Orioles out of this thing. Let's see if we can do it. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Strike 3. There you go. All right, that's the inning. Top of the 8th coming up. 5-4 Toronto. Five to 4. Top of the 8th inning coming up. Orioles need a wing and a prayer. They need something. Appreciate everybody being here. Again, guys, we're here to talk baseball, but let's talk legitimate baseball. Let's not talk like we're 10 years old. Let's talk real, professional baseball with real talk on it. I mean, that's all I ask here. I'm not here to make money. I'm here to have fun. I have no problem. I really don't. I have no problem hiding folks or timing them out on my channel and they never come back. Because I'm not here to make money. I'm not here for anything other than to have a good time, talk baseball with folks, and win or lose, enjoy talking baseball and making new friends. But if we come in here and we're talking ridiculous talk and we're being somewhat unprofessional and in a lot of ways rude in some ways, I have no problem timing you out or just totally hiding you from the channel. I mean, I'm not here for anything other than to have fun. So, you know, if you give me a thumbs down, that's perfectly fine. If you want to talk like that, I'm just going to hide you from the channel and you won't come back. So, it's that simple. I mean, we're adults. Maybe we're not. I don't know. Maybe you're not an adult. I don't know. I have no clue. But we're going to act like it here. Period. And all those that are in here that know me know how I am. I do not have patience for it. Just like the Orioles. All right, here's Gunnar. Let's see if he can do anything. First pitch to him is low, ball one. And they call it a strike, and Gunnar's going to challenge it. It's a good challenge. That was low, and the umpire called it a strike. It's going to be a ball. Yep, Gunnar was right. He wins the challenge. It's a ball. So instead of 0-1, it's 1-0. Well, Nico's, it's not trash talking if you're talking about your own team. There's a called strike, 1-1. And trash talking is fine if it's legitimate talk. You know, to say the umpire costs us the game and stuff like that, you still got to get the outs. 1-1 pitch, swinging a foul, 1-2. Okay, and the Orioles have made errors in this game. And that's part of the reason why the Blue Jays are winning. 1-2 pitch, outside. They're going to pitch him outside. Way outside, ball 2, 2-2. Again, it's execution on the Orioles' part. You can't lay down a bunt with first and second, and then the next guy up hits a ground ball double play. They, on the other hand, with 2 outs, got hits. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gunner's out. 1 down. That's the difference for me. I'll put blame on the umpire, but I'm not putting all the blame on the umpire. The Orioles aren't executing. You get first and second, nobody out. You have Blaze Alexander that's coming up to the plate to do one thing and one thing only, lay down a bunt. You can't lay down the bunt. You can't execute it. The runner, he lays down a bad bunt. They throw the guy out at third. Next guy up, Taylor Ward, hits a ground ball double play. Toronto, on the other hand, with 2 outs, got a single for a base hit and a run scored, got a double for a run scored, and they take the lead. Period. It's that simple. 0-1 on Rutschman. Throwing a ground ball to the second baseman. He's got it. Throw to first. That's the out. And that's the big difference here. You're right. The umpire did make a mistake. I agree on that 100%. But the Orioles can't. It's like the minute something goes bad, the whole team collapses. And they can't recover from it. And that is so frustrating as an Orioles fan. All right, here's Pete Alonso. The Blue Jays were down 4-0. They didn't give up. First pitch to him is slider outside, ball 1, 1-0. Yeah, Dan, I think you can start getting sad. Because I think we're about to give this series away. Slider outside, ball 2, 2-0. They had this one. But I'm starting to think it's me. Because every time I call a game, they don't win. Two-0 pitch. Ball 3, another slider, 3-0. There's a sinker for a strike, 3-1. Yeah, it's not looking good, Dan. I'm thinking we're not going to get this one. You got the heart of your lineup up right now, your number 4 hitter. If we get out of this, we got the 5, 6, 7s coming up in the 9th. That ball is called a ball high, ball 4. Alonso walks, but it looked like a strike, and Toronto did not challenge it. So that's going to bring Basayo to the plate. Righty on lefty. It looked like it was a strike. It was called a ball, and Toronto did not challenge. Tyler Rogers is not happy. Oh, nope, Basayo is not going to hit. Leody Taveras is going to pinch hit for Basayo. And here comes the manager for the Blue Jays. So they were waiting for Sam Basayo or Leody Taveras to get called into the game. He was called into the game. And now they're going to pull the pitcher and bring in a new pitcher to face Leody Taveras. So man on first, 2 down here in the top of the 8th inning. We got a pitching change coming in. Yeah, Don Denkinger is not the best. I agree 100%. Welcome in, everybody. It's a 5-4 Blue Jays lead. Top of the 8th inning. The Orioles got 2 outs with a runner on first. Leody Taveras is coming in for the O's, and there's a pitching change for Toronto. All right, we're getting ready. I think we lost Jack as a subscriber, too. Which is fine. I think it's funny. All right, here we go. Lewis Varland's in the game. First pitch to Leody Taveras is a called strike, 0-1. Orioles need a big hit right here. 0-1 pitch, setting up outside. Here's a changeup for a ball, 1-1. Cowser's on deck. Followed by O'Neill, Holiday, and then Blaze Alexander. 1-1, here it comes. Swing and a miss on a changeup, 1-2. That's a good pitch. So 1-2 count on Leody Taveras. Varland's ready. Here it is. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on a changeup. That's the inning. And there you go, folks. That's the biggest difference I've seen in this game. Say what you want. The Blue Jays, when they've had to make big pitches, their pitchers have come up and made big pitches. The Orioles have not. At least the starter, Boz, couldn't. So that's it. 3 outs. We're heading to the bottom of the 8th inning. Let's go ahead and do one more check on the scoreboard around Major League Baseball for you. Top of the 9th. The Braves have now taken a 3-2 lead over the Pirates. Top of the 9th inning, Marlins 4-1 over the Rays. Top of the 8th, Red Sox Yankees 1-1. Bottom of the 7th, Mariners 4-3 over the Tigers. Middle of the 7th, Athletics 5-0 over the Astros. Top of the 7th inning, Royals 5-1 over the Twins. Top of the 7th, Reds Cardinals tied 3-3. Bottom of the 6th, Phillies 7-5 over the White Sox. Top of the 5th, Rangers 7-0 over the Guardians. Top of the 4th, Rockies 2-1 over the Brewers. End of 3, Nationals Diamondbacks are tied 1-1. Angels, Dodgers, Mets, Padres just getting started. Tonight, Cubs, Giants. That's Major League Baseball around Major League Baseball game. Thank you for all the likes. We got the 29 likes today. I appreciate that very much. Upcoming schedule, the Orioles are going to be home for the next 7 days starting tomorrow. Going to be facing the Mariners Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then the Padres Friday, Saturday, Sunday before they head out on the road to the West Coast. Top of the 9th, Garcia is still in the game. Here we go. Brandon Valenzuela is at the plate. Swing and a foul, 0-1. Actually, 0-1 on the Valenzuela. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate all the likes. 29 likes on the night. That's awesome. 0-1 pitch. Here it comes. Swinging a foul back. 0-2. So quickly, 0-2 on Brandon Valenzuela. Garcia's got him right where he wants him. See if we can put him away. 0-2 pitch. Here it comes. Outside on a changeup. 1-2. Rico Garcia on the season has had a really nice year for the Birds. He's got an 0.68 ERA. 0.68 ERA. 1-2 pitch. Swinging a foul back. One-two pitch. Here it comes. Fly ball, right field. That ball's hit well. At the track, at the wall. It's gone. Valenzuela puts it in the seats. That's the difference, folks. It's just that simple. It really is. 6-4, Toronto. They are taking advantage of bad pitches by the Orioles and making us pay. And they're getting the big hits when they need the big hits. The Orioles can't do it. 6-4, Jays. Now look, the Orioles come home. They could regroup against the Padres and the Mariners. But the Padres and the Mariners are two good teams. They're both over 500. Here's Okamoto. First pitch to him. Fastball, low, ball 1. One-0 pitch. Here it comes. There's a curveball off the plate. Ball 2. 2-0. Two-0 pitch. Here it comes. Slider outside. Ball 3. So Rico Garcia is kind of losing it right here. Let's see if he can regroup. Three-0 pitch. There's a call. No, swinging a foul. 3-1. Thank you, Sony. Appreciate you sharing everything. Three-one pitch. Pop up. First baseman's calling it. He's under it. He's got it. Pete Alonso's got the first out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So one down here in the bottom of the 8th. Ooh, man, the Birds. Not looking good today, gang. Well, Garcia, they're coming out and talking to him. And they're going to take him out of the game. So Rico Garcia is coming out of the game. I don't know why, but Garcia is coming out of the game. So Rico Garcia is coming out of the game for the Orioles. I don't know why exactly. I don't know if he's hurt, but they're taking him out of the game. The Orioles are making yet another pitching change. So pitching change for the O's. Pitching change for the Orioles coming up. I don't know what happened to Rico Garcia. I don't know if he got hurt or what. Hey, we got the 30 likes. Thanks, gang. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yep, we got the 30 likes today. That means a lot. Thank you. Yeah, Garcia, I don't know if he got hurt. Let's see.
Garcia, now an observer after pitching in this ball game. Gave up the leadoff home run. Craig Alvarez comes over. And like Craig does with so many of his players, he talks through the decision.
All right, so, yeah, no, they just took him out of the game. That's going to bring in Tyler Wells. First pitch to Jimenez is a curveball for a strike, 0-1. Oh, one pitch. There's a ground ball to the first baseman. Alonso's got it. Steps on the bag. That's the second out. 2 down. And they lost yesterday 6-4, and they're down 6-4 today. Here's Nathan Lukes. First time up today. Tyler Wells. Here's the pitch. Here's a fastball for a strike. 0-1. 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch. Fastball for a called strike. 0-2. So Tyler Wells is 1 pitch away from ending the 8th. See if he can do it. 0-2 pitch on the way. Oh, swinging a foul right back to the catcher, but he couldn't hold it. So we're going to do it again. That's a foul ball. Would have been strike 3, but he wasn't able to hold it. 0-2 pitch. Here it comes. Fastball high, way high. Ball 1, 1-2. One-two pitch is ground ball. Shortstop Gunner charges. He's got it. Throw to first in time. That's your inning. All right, hit, folks. We're heading to the top of the 9th. Do or die time for the Birds. Toronto gets the big insurance run right there, though. That's a big insurance run, folks. 6-4, top of the 9th. Here we go. For the Birds, it's going to be Colton Cowser, Tyler O'Neill, Jackson Holiday. 6, 7, and 8 hitters. They are 3 for 8 in this game between them. Yeah, Tony, there's something to be said for that. I watch a lot of the games, and I look at what the Orioles do in certain situations, and I look at what the teams they play do in those same certain situations. How are the Orioles with 2 outs on the pitching side? Are they able to get out of innings? No, they're not. Everything that happened today happened with 2 outs. They got the second out. Okay, the bad call by the umpire, but it was 2 outs at that point. Gunner got the second out, and it was 4-2. And then when the Orioles just couldn't put them away. And, that's a big deal. And it's happened a lot to them this year. On the flip side, the Orioles as an offense with 2 outs isn't very good. They're not able to prolong innings and get big hits with 2 outs. And it's it has snowballed into some outs and losses that could have been wins. I agree with you. There's some games they give, I've called many of these games this year. That's why sometimes I think I'm a jinx. The Orioles the other day, I was watching the game. They were winning. I was calling that game. They were winning, I think it was 5-0. They lost 6-5. I think it was against Toronto. I can't remember now. My memory's terrible. But I agree with you. There's a lot of times when they'll give games away because they just can't execute the most minimal thing. Anyway, Varland's still in the game. He is going to face Cowser, O'Neill, and Holiday. Your 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Let's see what the Orioles can do. Just need some base runners. First pitch. Swing and a foul. 0-1. And the thing about the Orioles here, if you're a hitter for the Orioles, especially Cowser in this situation, a home run doesn't do you any good. It does you good, but you don't play just get on base. Change up in the dirt, ball 1-1. Cowser's important. The most important thing for Cowser right here is to get on. He's got to be the leadoff guy that gets on, because then with him on, he brings a tying run to the plate. And Tyler O'Neill, Jackson Holiday, all are guys that can hit home runs. 1-1 pitch. Outside, ball 2. 2-1. So if you're Colton Cowser right here, shorten up. Look for a pitch to hit. Don't overswing and just get on. 2-1 pitch is a foul ball. Going to get out of play. 2-2. Again, it's just such a big at bat for Colton Cowser right here. You really want this leadoff man on base. It puts a lot of pressure on Toronto when you can get the lead guy on. Because then you understand that the next guy up is the tying run. You can't make a mistake. 2-2 pitch. Check swing, ground ball at third base. Okamoto's got a charge. He throws, not in time. Cowser beats it out. Okamoto was playing off the line, and Cowser hits it down the third base line. Okamoto had the charge throw across his body. Cowser's fast enough that he couldn't get him, and it's an infield single. And that's exactly what the O's needed. It was a long way for Okamoto to go. It would have been a tough play. He just beats it out. Good play by him, though. So the Orioles get the leadoff man on, and here comes Tyler O'Neill. First pitch to him. Here comes. Pop up. First pitch swinging, and he pops it up. Center fielder's in. He's got it. 1 down. Tyler O'Neill, that's just bad baseball. So just like that, 1 down. You get a good, and it's the inconsistency of this team. Here's Jackson Holiday. First pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Or swing and a foul. 0-1. You get a good at bat from Colton Cowser. He gets an infield single. And Tyler O'Neill swings and pops up the first pitch. Jackson, just keep the line going. Base hit. It's what you're looking for. 0-1 pitch. Here it comes. Fastball, inside and low. Ball 1. That's all you're looking for. Jackson Holiday's job right now, get on. That's it. Just get on base. Don't make an out. Period. You only got 2 left. Everybody's job from here on out is don't make an out. That's it. 1-1 pitch. Here it comes. Swinging a foul. 1-2. And see, Jackson's over swinging there. Again, young hitter, inexperienced, trying to do too much. He lunges for a ball that's not a strike. Yeah, Tony, I tend to agree. I think we're at that point. 1-2 on Jackson. Here it is. Ground ball to dribbler up the mound. So they're going to call him out of the base path, but they didn't call the guy at second. So Jackson Holiday, they're saying he was out of the base path. They're saying Jackson Holiday was out of the base path. It was a dribbler up the mound. The pitcher tried to tag Jackson. He lunged to get away from it. and they said he was out because he was out of the base path.
Getting the explanation from the tenured Hunter Wendelstedt.
Yeah, and it's not Don Denkinger, it's Hunter Wendelstedt.
But this is exactly the case.
So here's what every player wants. Manager, fan, you want.
But see, and this is where the Orioles should be really pissed right now. And if I'm the manager of the Orioles, I'm getting kicked out of the game. Because you called their guy safe when he was out of the base path by a mile, and Jackson's barely outside of the base path, and you're calling him out. So I agree with Albernaz here. Now you've got to be fair about it. If they had called Jackson safe, I'm like, okay, they're both, here we go, tit for tat. It's too late. That's ridiculous. I just want consistency, even if it's consistently bad. Anyway, here we go. Blaze Alexander with 2 down now. Man on second. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. So the Orioles are down to their last out. But this guy is safe outside. Yeah, no. So it's up to Blaze Alexander. He's the Orioles' last hope. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So Blaze Alexander has swung at 2 straight pitches that were out of the strike zone. Terrible pitches, and he's quickly down 0-2. Man, this team. When the Orioles go bad, they go bad. And that's the thing. When they go bad, man, do they go bad. It's like a snowball effect where everything goes bad. So 0-2, here comes called strike 3. It's right down the middle. Alexander looks at it. Called strike 3. Right down the middle. That's it, guys. Game over. Orioles lose. Blaze Alexander didn't even swing the bat right there. He swung at 2 bad pitches. And then the third pitch was right down the middle, and he takes it. Anyway, thanks for joining me, folks. Appreciate you all very much. We've got 31 likes. That's awesome. Again, appreciate everybody being in here. Jack Crick, sorry you're gone, but you got to be an adult in here, buddy. D Barker, welcome in. Yeah, but thanks for calling the game, bud. Great job. Thank you, D Barker. Good seeing you. Final score: Orioles lose 6-4. They give that one away. They got to regroup. They got a Mariners team coming in that's over 500. They got to regroup starting tomorrow night. We'll be back on Tuesday, gang. Hope you all can join us for that. Everybody have a great night. Again, take care of yourselves and each other. Final score: Blue Jays 6, Orioles 4. Bye, gang.